Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming President William Jefferson Clinton, the 32nd President of the United States.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. We have a unique and loaded evening, so I'll get right to it. Tonight, we're going to first have the honor of participating in a conversation with President Clinton. He will be interviewed by the political columnist for Yediot Ahronot, Nahum Barnea. Prime Minister Netanyahu will follow, and the last panel for the evening will have Governor Schwarzenegger, Congressman Henry Waxman, and Shai Adassi discuss the environment. All three are champions of the issue. President Clinton, it is a true honor having you here with us tonight. This is the 5th time you've joined us at the forum, and for that we're very appreciative and thankful. You're a true leader of the American people, a loyal friend to the people of Israel, and a strong friend to all those around the globe who seek a better, safer, healthier world. And last but not least, you, Hillary and Chelsea, have become family to Cheryl and I, and we're honored by that. Today, you and your foundation are continuing the quest to better the world by helping all those with HIV/AIDS, battling malaria, working to halt global warming, and helping to resolve international crises. You personally, physically, brought the 2 young American journalists safely home to their families from North Korea. What a mitzvah that was. You never stop amazing us and the rest of the world with your achievements. The world, Mr. President, is indebted to you, and we're all very grateful for the work that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to call to the stage William Jefferson Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, the President said I should call Nahum Barnea. I call Nahum Barnea.
When Martin was telling us to come into dinner, did you all see him up there in the stratosphere in the other room? I told him, I said, Martin, you look like Mussolini up there. Don't ever do that again. Thank you for doing this interview. Sparing me to speak. I think I will, actually. All my life I wanted to do the question asking.
I take the glasses just in case you will allow me to ask a question. Good evening, Mr. President. Sorry. Good evening, Mr. President, and welcome to Israel. We here are accustomed to visits of American leaders before they get elected or while in office, especially when they have something to do here on emergency call. You are generous enough to come after leaving office, and we are grateful for that. If you have any ambition to run for office, I know it's a cliche. If you have any ambition to run for office, again, this is the place. You will get less time even before they open the ballot. Now, we used to say, follow the sun to Israel. Instead, let's follow the problems to Israel. One, would it be fair to say that the image of the United States in the world is of a weakening power? Is it a matter of image or public relations, or a historic milestone, the end of an American century and the beginning of a century during which America will have a secondary role?
Well, I think, first of all, I think the image of America, you can discount this because I'm a member of the Democratic Party, but I think that the image of America is quite a bit stronger today around the world than it was before the last election. And if you look at all the polls,
Before 8 years.
if you look at all the surveys around the world, the President Obama and the administration are in most countries at very high levels of approval with enormously positive press coverage, and people like the fact that we have a president who looks more like the world. He's not just our first African-American president, but his father was born in Kenya. He had a stepfather from Indonesia. He lived in the world's biggest Muslim country for many years. And I think he's doing pretty well. And the Secretary of State's fairly popular herself. So I think we're doing pretty well in the way of that. Now, you open the door. You open the door. But you ask a serious question about America weakening. Look, our economy's weak now, but we still have the biggest economy in the world. And I think that there was a brief period, as I used to tell my fellow Americans, after the Cold War, when we were the world's only military, economic, and political superpower. That period could not last very long. For one thing, if you believe that intelligence is equally distributed throughout the world, it was only a matter of time till nations with bigger populations than us catch up to us in good and bad ways, both in gross national product and greenhouse gas emissions, and eventually in higher per capita income. Once another country has as much money as you do, then it's their choice, not yours, if their military is as big as yours, because they have the money and they can spend it. So I never thought that we would dominate the world, nor did I think that was necessarily in the 21st century, nor did I believe that was necessarily healthy. On the other hand, I believe in an interdependent world. A country like ours, which is free, open to immigrants, and has people in it who come from every country on earth, is very well positioned to be an important, positive, enduring influence in the 21st century. That's the first thing I want to say. Secondly, if you go back and read our history, the Israelis could identify with it. It was full of self-doubt and self-criticism. When George Washington was trying to liberate our country from Great Britain, there were people in America who wrote that he was a second-rate general, and before he was a second-rate general, he was a second-rate colonel, and before he was a second-rate colonel, he was a second-rate surveyor. He wasn't even very good at that. And he clearly wasn't a good general, otherwise why was he crossing